Well, your ability to um, transition is incredible. Whoever I'm speaking to. For those who do not know me, it's your girl Gab, the intuitive sage. And I was sitting here and I was just, just sitting, just thinking, you know. And I got something. And it's like I heard the law of not giving a fuck. And it's crazy that people will tell you to not give a fuck or you supposed to not give a fuck about everything to a certain extent. Like you can love something, you can be attached to something, but not so much to where it shouldn't hurt you as much. But I just feel like that's some inhumane ass shit. That's gotta be a motherfucking I don't know who made that law up. I don't know. I feel like that's part of the motherfucking um the devil shit, the satanic rituals, satanic laws and shit. Cause to me, you know what I'm saying? And if anybody else has another opinion, feel free to share. But like, or another perspective, please feel free to share. But to me, it's like, yeah, you should have that, but it's not in a way where you can just go somebody, where you can just not give that much of a fuck how you make somebody feel. That like it's like people be trying to use certain sins and certain shit to be fucked up, to like justify bad behavior or justify not having a fucking heart. Because any fucking human who loves something, who created a bond with something, whether you have an attachment issue or not, a transition change, that is just something that like we're constantly changing, we're constantly growing, we're constantly evolving. That's what we're supposed to do. 222. Um, like that's what we're supposed to do. That's who we are. We're ever changing, constantly evolving, constantly growing, a upward spiral. So we are gonna come across the same things. Um, but like somebody could be it could be a situation where somebody don't seem like they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They got their emotions intact, but they really don't. Because in any death and any ending, you have to grieve. So, um, I mean, you can know that good things are coming, endings and new beginnings. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But at the end of the day, if you don't process those feelings from the things that you lost, and you just bury that shit and you just act like you don't give a fuck about it, the law of not giving a fuck is basically telling people to me, it's telling motherfuckers to like bury their feelings. Like subconsciously, it's no longer there. Like as bad as I wanna, like at first when some shit went down for me, this most recent transition, um, I wasn't even looking. My bad. Hey y'all. Hi. Um, I just wasn't looking. My bad. I just when I do be talking, I be looking all around. I really don't think people be on my live. Like it was just at zero. So then now that I'm looking down, it's actually people in here. But like I said, feel free to share. But how y'all doing? Um, what was I saying? Oh, to me, it's like the law of not giving a fuck is basically telling people to push their feelings to the side or like, sweep the shit under the rug and act like nothing ever happened, you know. What I was saying was in this most recent situation, at first I just wanted to forget. I was just hoping and wishing, like somehow, some way, God, I wish you could take the memory of this person from me and their memory from and my memory from them. But then you're just gonna have to go through that same situation because if you didn't get the lesson, it's like you're gonna have to go through it again. But then I just felt like while I was like throwing my temper tantrum, feeling my certain type of way, crying, feeling the emotions of all of this shit, the other person has been pacifying themselves, distracting themselves, and it's not really. I'm not really trying to compare them and me, but it's just like what I'm noticing in this situation, and not that it's like for me, it's like how could you just act like none of this ever happened? How could you just disappear or just leave and not talk to somebody or not deal with somebody who you've been dealing with for so long? And it don't even have to be that type of situation. It could be any fucking thing. But somebody I feel like is being judged, or you wondering if you crazy or not, or if your feelings are valid, and they are very fucking valid. I just feel like nobody deserves to go through sudden changes or like sudden tower moments and not be able to grieve what they losing, even though good things are coming. You have to go through that process of emotions, and a lot of people like to skip the grieving process. A lot of people like to skip the process where you actually move through your emotions. Somebody could be saying that somebody is over emotional or you extra sensitive, but I just feel like that's just what insensitive people say to make you feel like working through your emotions isn't valid because maybe they jealous or they don't know how to work through their feelings. They think that that shit is emotional intelligence whole time. Before you know it, this motherfucker gonna be walking around going crazy, got dementia and shit because they like to suppress their motherfucking feelings and their memories and shit. They like to come up with shit like change the story, change, you know what I'm saying? You are not that type of person. You understand the truth of any situation or the truth of the matter or whatever the problem is, and you're working through those emotions. I feel like now, for me, um, my emotions are like, okay, you know when you break up, when you and somebody break up, right? This is my situation. Me and my wife is getting a divorce, okay? Uh, and like I can't, I for me it was like what the fuck? Like I would have looked. Now I didn't even really watch her videos at first because of some other shit. But like now, I was like watching, skipping through the motherfuckers, making sure like it ain't no other girl or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. And like I feel like I wouldn't even trip. I'd be going to look and make sure this bitch hair ain't done. Cause if you let another girl touch your hair, you know, until we get a divorce, bitch, you better not. You better the fuck not. I promise you. Like, y'all don't even understand. It's like I am so in love with this person, even through all this pain. Like I went through all the emotions, and now I'm like, I really don't even care no more. Like I went and looked at her video today. I was like, yeah, I don't care. Let me turn this shit off. I did all that trying to make a new Instagram and all the other shit. Then I was like, yeah, no, I ain't interested no more. I went through the grieving process. Like I went through all those emotions. I don't know what nobody else gonna do or how nobody else feel. But like typically in these type of situations, whether this happened for me or not, uh, but typically in these situations like this has happened before, where it's like once I finally let it go, and it's two types of people in this world. You know what I'm saying? Once I'm finally letting it go and I'm moving on with my life, Zion, girl, you text me that 5 motherfucking minutes ago. 5 minutes ago. The water wasn't gonna be hot by now. I ain't think you was gonna be back that fast. My bad. But yeah. It's two types of people in this world. Like I said, now I'm to the point where like once I'm over it, they'll finally be going through their grieving process. And it's like, damn, y'all ass backwards while y'all trying to preach this motherfucking um bullshit, and you brainwashed yourself into believing this bullshit. Like I ain't even mad at nobody. I just really feel sorry, you know, because even in like reacting, you know, and not being not being fully emotionally mature, but being able, knowing that I'm still able to communicate, and I did everything in my power to um, do things right before things went went wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't have no like I don't have no nothing. I dealt with everything. I dealt with all the ooh it could have been me, wasn't me, nothing. No, I don't know, you know. And that's the reason why I'm talking is because it could be other people in this type of situation. It don't have to be a relationship. It could just be a situation where, like I said, it could be a narcissistic relationship. You could be in a relationship with a narcissist or something like that, or not. You could just be in an environment where um, maybe you could be like a police officer or uh, somebody who's supposed to have, I guess, like a lot of control over themselves. And it's not that you don't have control over yourself or over your emotions. It's just that, like, the reason that these people chose you, or the reason that you got the job, the reason you're so good at what you do is because you lead with your emotions, or like you lead with your intuition, with your heart, not fucking logic. Um, I feel like that's your superpower. And in having that superpower, everything comes with a consequence. Everything comes with, if you're an empath, you know, you might cry a lot, or if you don't really know how to protect yourself, you might just always feel other people's energy. But whoever I'm talking to, you are somebody who is, in this case, you're not the rookie. In this case, you damn near, you might not be a master, but you damn sure somebody who got it. You've done it before, intermediate. Well, yeah. Uh, I just heard like head mistress or something. I don't fucking know. But yeah, like don't let nobody make you feel like you too. You could have some type of partner, and they are, um, they are like both of you all could be emotional. This could be two emotional people, but somebody handle their emotions different, and they don't really handle their emotions in a healthy way. And then somebody could be teaching this unhealthy way or trying to tell you this unhealthy way of doing something. And I feel like just keep doing you, like even if it might, because like my cousin was like, girl, you obsessed, you obsessive. I am I the fuck am. Because initially I didn't want, I never seen this change coming. I did not want this change, and I'm gonna fight for it. I'm being told that um you don't gotta fight for shit. You don't have to prove shit. You don't have to prove your nothing. You don't have to prove your innocence. You don't have to prove your worthiness, your value. You don't have to prove your point. You ain't gotta prove shit. Literally. People, it's like people have like such entitlement, and it be like the wrong type of entitlement. Like I literally understand like blocking somebody and never talking to them again. But after I've tried to have a discussion with you, after I've tried, to work with you, to just go somebody to just leave shit unresolved is a childish ass fucking way of doing things. You don't have the balls to try to communicate. You're not adult enough to try to come to a resolution or a fucking solution to a problem